This is Todd with Todd A. Hess Painting Company. I'm here to talk to you today how to get prepped for your do-it-yourself interior paint project. So, first thing I'd want to know is, what area you're painting and how much furniture you have in that area. If there's a large amount of furniture, you might want to remove some furniture. Make sure you can reach all the areas that you want to paint: the ceiling, the walls, the trim. When you have that decided and you have the furniture removed that you can remove, go ahead, kind of put the other furniture in areas where you are able to reach those areas that you're going to be painting. So if you're painting the ceiling and you have a light in the center of the room, you're not going to want to put all your furniture directly in the center. You might want to split that up or put it to either side or something like that. Throw some plastic over that furniture, and then start looking around at what you can remove for your blinds, your curtains, light switch covers, outlet covers. You're going to want to remove all that stuff. Either cover it with plastic inside of the room or remove it completely from the room. If you're painting your trim, you're going to want to make sure that you prep that trim by sanding it out. Most times it is a harder enamel product that's on there. It could be a higher sheen, which is a semi-gloss finish on a lot of trim. You want to sand that out so you get good adhesion with your trim product. The walls, when it comes to patching, the things that I would look for is any seams, any nail pops, or any nail holes. Nail holes and nail pops are something you're going to want to use shrink-free spackling with. You can get that stuff at Home Depot, Lowe's, Hess Supply Co. That's kind of readily available everywhere. Nail pops are pretty nail holes are pretty self-explanatory, but nail pops, I would dig them out. They're usually the size of a dime. You can see them. They kind of show up when you look at your wall with a little bit of light on it. So you might want to get a light just to shine on the wall, kind of if you want to get all the imperfections prior to painting. Dig them out with a 5-in-1 tool or a knife, a utility knife. Once you see the head of the screw, get a screw gun, screw it down tight, maybe put a buddy, what we call a buddy screw next to it to hold it down more. You're going to use, like I said, you're going to use shrink-free spackling on stuff like that. Now seams, something where you have a crack showing somewhere, you're probably going to want to, we call it V'ing it out. You're going to dig it out just a tiny bit, make a little bit of a channel inside of it. You can either use shrink-free on that and skim it out, or if you think if it's a very big open crack, you're going to want to use something like an ultra-thin fiber fuse mesh tape. That's a really nice product. It's self-adhesive on one side. You kind of just cut off how much you need, stick it over top of the crack, and then skim it out. I would recommend if something's like that, just make sure that you're probably going to have to skim maybe 2-3 times to get it to look good. Kind of spread it out a little bit, from the seam, maybe 3 to 4 to 5 inches on each side, so you have a nice look at the end. When you go to paint, you can't see that area you patched a lot. Also with ceiling cracks, that's something else. You may see some areas on your ceiling are just a normal crack. You could probably use something called fiber fuse tape. That's a product that kind of becomes part with the joint compound, and you don't have to deal with mesh as much. It's a little bit more difficult to deal with though. You're gonna have to put a coat of mud on first and really put it inside of that coat of mud and then recoat over top of it. You can buy most of these products at Lowe's, Home Depot, and Hess Supply Co. They're readily available. But that is the basics of what to do to get ready for painting your project, depending on how big it is. I mean, there's other little or tinier things. You're gonna maybe remove door handles so that you don't get spritz over top of those door handles. You might want to put a little bit of tape over top of your outlet covers and your light switches so you don't get any spritzing from the roller cover on them. Little detailed stuff like that is always, a good to go a little bit of above and beyond. I think that covers all the fundamentals. And if you need any, I would say if you're getting ready for a professional painter, most of that stuff will be done by a professional painting company. They're gonna move your furniture, they're gonna remove all your light switches and outlet covers, they're gonna remove your blinds most likely and your curtains. They're gonna move the furniture to where they need it. I really believe here at Todd A. Hess Painting Company that we're trying to make it as easy for the consumer to hire us, come in and do the painting for them. So a lot of the prep part, you won't have to do any of it. So if you have a project coming up this winter and you're thinking that you want to hand it off to a professional, give us a call. Look at our email, at our website. Our website is toddahesspaintingco.com and our phone number is 717-881-5807.